Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Disney Lorcana video, and today we're going to look at some promos and some promotional items. I just got back from my Attack of the Vine pre-release. I will just say really quickly on that TCG Player has moved off of pre-sale pricing on the singles. So if you look, the singles have just plummeted like way down. I'm going to wait and do a separate Market Watch video again looking at Attack of the Vine after pre-sales, but I want to give it until like Monday. I want to wait till the weekend settles. So look for a video on Monday. We're going to look at Attack of the Vine after the weekend have settled. We're going to look at how cheap some of these cards are. I can't believe how cheap they are. And then we'll talk about like what you should be buying, things like that. But for today, we have to talk about the big news in the Lorcana community is this Disney Lorcana Curators collection. There's also a foil playmat that went out. This was given out exclusively or being sold exclusively at Disney Springs. Somebody at my locals actually went to it. I've been seeing a lot of videos and things of people that went to it. The lines were absolutely insanely crazy. I don't think they could have anticipated how many people were coming. They weren't prepared for the amount of people coming. My understanding is people were waiting in line 3 to 4-ish hours to get these. But then what I was told by the person that went there was these were one per person. They're about $100 retail. And they let everybody buy one per person. But then what happened was they went through all of their inventory and then basically said, yep, we're out. So people kind of scattered. And then there was like no line. And then they had a second restock. And so people were just walking back in, getting one at a time and just cycling through. And so the guy at my locals got like 9 of them. And then the other thing is there were people in the parking lot scalping these or like buying them off of people at $400 a piece in the parking lot. So you could just hand over like 5 of them and they would just give you $2,000 or whatever, like just insane what these are going for. So I will just say these are very beautiful sets. There is essentially 6 different heroines or female promo cards with really beautiful art. You can see it there on the box. I'll show you what the single cards look like in a minute. This is a must-have for me, as it is for many collectors. Like, a lot of people are going to want this. So we're going to look at what are people selling it for right now. Like, what can you buy it for right now? So let's look at TCG Player. TCG Player, there's a lot of them in the $425 to $450 range is kind of what people are asking at the moment. Here's what I'm going to say is if you're someone like me that absolutely wants one, this is one that I don't know that I would FOMO buy on this. We've seen big things like D23 sets. Even really crazy high demand things will go down in price over time because there are a ton of these out there, a ton of them. They're like the pictures I'm seeing on Facebook and stuff of how many the people hauled away with. People are not going to want to, people that paid a ton of money and got a ton of these, they're looking to move them quickly. Like they want to get their money back. So I think if you're patient with it, this price will eventually start to move down. And if we look at the chart, right, if we go here, people initially, like literally this is just yesterday. I'm recording this on the 18th. Literally on the 17th, people were paying $600 for these. And if you just had a little bit of patience, now there's several going out. This guy got 2 at like $400, right? My goal, I don't know if it's going to get there. I'm hoping to get it in the $200 range, maybe $225, $250 might be my limit. I'm going to sit on it and see if it gets into the mid to low 200s. And that's where I'm going to aim to target this at. Okay, that's just going to be me personally, but I definitely want to own this. Like, it's such a cool, unique collection. The card art is completely unique to anything they've ever done. The card styling and foiling is completely unique to anything they've ever done, right? Let's see how this is doing on eBay. Curator collection. Somebody is selling the empty box for $75. So if you just want the box and like to opine and wish that you had the set, you could pay $75, I guess. This, by the way, is what the individual cards look like. If you look at this Mulan, absolutely beautiful. This person's asking $129 for just the Mulan. So I'll tell you right now, what people are asking for on the singles is kind of crazy. Like if you buy this set for, like, let's say you pay like the crazy price it is right now, you pay $400-ish, right? There's 6 cards in here, so you're still paying under $100 per card. And I haven't seen anybody offer a single for under $100 yet. So if you're someone that like you're really worried about it going up and you want to buy it today, it's much more worth it to get the set than to try to buy the singles, right? If we go here, this is what the Jasmine looks like. There's the Anna. There's the Mulan again. There are several being bid on. So like this is like people are willing to pay the $400-ish, right? So it's just going to matter of It's going to be a matter of when people stop paying that $400 price tag, and then if people keep listing. So we will see, but here's a bunch being bid on, and these are already into the 330s with several days on them. So yeah, I think these are going to get to 400 plus. And if we look at eBay cheapest buy it nows, somebody's asking 375 for the Elsa when you can pretty much just buy the whole set for that. So they definitely aren't going to get that unless some unfortunate person sees the auction that doesn't realize what it's out of, which is certainly possible, right? We've seen that with like that Wild Eye Diver Mini. People paid 50, 60 bucks for that. Didn't realize they could just buy the Ursula Deep Quest for 40 bucks. But eBay buy it now, it pretty much is in line with TCG Player, right? Cheapest buy it now here looks like about 420, 425, which is exactly what we're seeing on TCG Player. So it looks like if you want to guarantee get this like today, like you're going to be paying 425. I personally think it's going to get cheaper. I do. I think it's going to get down to at least 300, but like I said, I'm hoping to get the 2 to 250 range is going to be my goal. If we look at the singles on TCG Player, there's literally only 2 listings under each one, so it's literally like only 2 sellers that posted them, and they're literally asking $200 a card. You can do the math on that. You can buy all the singles for $1,200, or you can just buy a set for $425. You obviously know what the better answer is right there, but individually you can see there's a really cool Jasmine. We got the Mulan, we got the Elsa, Ariel, Tinkerbell, and Anna. There was also somebody on Facebook that posted a set that I think the Anna was missing, and there was a second Tinkerbell upside down in her slot. Like really, really weird stuff going on with the Curator set. So that's the Curator set. Once again, very cool, but I would say, I know it's crazy, but it literally just dropped. Ton of people have them in their hands. A lot of people are probably like flew out to Disney Springs and they're there for the weekend and might not post them until Monday, Tuesday. So I would expect a lot more of these to go on the market Monday, Tuesday, and let's see what the price does, right? Let's look at some other promos now. So I want to look at the Attack of the Vine pre-release promos. These are the stamp promos. The Wilds Unknown promos like this have done very well over time. A lot of them, a couple of them in like the $20 to the $30 range, like the Ariel's been really high, like in the mid 30s consistently. So the Buzz right now sitting at about 29 to 30-ish dollars. Are people buying Buzz at that? We have 3 sales at $30 on Buzz. So I think all of these, by the way, these pre-release promos are going to get cheaper because there are still, I'm recording this on Saturday, there are more pre-releases going on Sunday, so a lot more kits are going to be opened. And then once again, people might not start listing them till Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I would hold off on buying these Attack of the Vine stamp promos because I think they are going to go down at least a little bit. I don't think Buzz is going to settle there. I definitely could see Buzz, though, being like one of the $20 ones for sure. This Boo, which I think is a very playable card. Right now, people listing at $19. Have people bid? Are people buying Boo? One person bought a Boo for $20. Once again, I think this is probably going to end up being like a $12-ish one, in my opinion. Vixie right now at $20. Once again, not a lot of competition, not a lot of people listing yet. Vixie, no sales data at $20. I think Vixie's going to be a $10 or less probably. Merlin, we've got one at 25. I don't think there's any sales data. Nobody's bought the Merlin yet. Merlin, I think, is a very interesting card, and I do think Merlin's playable. But once again, I don't know that Merlin, I see Merlin being like a $20 one. I think it's probably going to be 8 to 10. That's just my opinion. This Pocahontas, unfortunately, is sitting pretty high. This is one that I want to get 4 of. Right now, sitting at about 20. It's pretty good, though. Like, this Pocahontas dropped a lot. It literally was like 30 yesterday. Has anybody bid on the Pocahontas? So yeah, people are buying her at 20s. I could see Pocahontas legitimately being 20, but we'll see. I'm hoping she goes down a little bit. I'm not going to stress, like if she ends up being 15 to 20, I'm probably not going to buy her at that. I'll probably try trading for that, whatever, but this is just a foil upgrade, right? There's a much cheaper, easier access version just in the regular set you can get, but this is going in my deck, so I do want to get these. Maximus, and of course, guess what? Maximus is the cheapest, already about $6. Guess which one your boy pulled today? Of course, I pull Maximus, the one I have no interest in, the one that is the least value. This is probably going to end up being like a junk $3 to $4 pre-release promo. It's probably going to be the worst one in the set. So unfortunate for me, this is the one I pulled. I am going to another pre-release tomorrow. Maybe I'll get lucky and pull the Pocahontas. We'll see. And then some other promos we can look at, right? Detective Mickey, I just wanted to look at this. This is a really old promo, but this Detective Mickey has had like kind of waves of like going up and down, up and down. It's a really old promo. It's all the way back from set 1. But the thing with this Mickey is in blue lost 2 really good ramp cards, right? They lost Tipo and they lost Sail the Azurite Sea. So now cards like One Jump Ahead and this Detective Mickey, which were reprinted and fabled, are going to be kind of good replacement ramp cards. So if we look here, this Mickey Detective, I mean, you're sitting roughly at about $13 for these. And if we look here at the data, I mean, these things are flying out at $13-ish, like just tons of these. And I think some people might have these in their binder because there was a time when this was a fairly cheap, like $2 promo, $1 promo back in the day, and it's just been sitting there. So if any of you have these, I just wanted to point this out. If you have Detective Mickeys, they're kind of money right now if you've got the promo. So you may want to dig those out and start to sell those. And then another card I want to look at is this Buzz Lightyear. So this is the movie promo, and this thing has just been on a ridiculous tank downward. This thing started at $22, and you can see this was mid-June. This is when like the big hype of Lorcana was just happening too. And 61 of these at $22, and then like whoosh, the big tank as more people saw the movie, got the promo. I've even been seeing that like local game stores have been giving out the promos. I actually just got this today. Like my local game store had this and gave them out to everybody. And now all of a sudden this Buzz is down to about $4.55, $6 in that range. So I would say if you're someone that like didn't get a chance to see the movie or didn't go to a theater that was giving these out, whatever, if you want this promo, now's a pretty good time to pick it up at like $5. It's an obscure enough promo that I think over time could build back up in value. So I would definitely be picking these up at like $4 to $5. I think that's a really good price, right? And then the last promo I wanted to highlight today is this Snow White. This one is interesting because she is going on a climb right now. So this has been pretty much like a 50-60 cent card. You can see big spikes here in June and then into July and just kind of going up. I mean, it's still like not a crazy expensive card, like a $2 card, right? Like one person's listing at 45 cents with $1.50 shipping. So if you want a cheap copy of the Snow White, I would maybe like buy the 2 off of this guy because you're only paying the shipping on one and then you're legitimately getting one for 45 cents. But if we look at the data here on the Snow White, kind of a penny stock, but look at here, 2 days ago on the 16th, somebody bought 56 of these at 44 cents. And so now that person could turn around. If they end up getting $2 a piece for these, they're making big bank on it. So if you're someone willing, like you can play penny stocks here, right? Like you can, if you see a good buying opportunity and want to do it. Now let's see like how many of these, like, are they selling at? Yeah. And then here, somebody bought one for $3.40. Here's a sale at $2, another sale at $1.50. So, I mean, when this guy gets them in the mail, he might be able to put them all out. Now we'll see if a bunch of people are going to go in and list theirs. But yeah, after this 45 cent person is gone, we're looking at $2.50, $2.75, $3. There's still a lot out here, but you're paying a lot more than the 50 cents she was going for. So I just wanted to throw that one out there because if you have this Snow White sitting in your binder, you might want to consider punting her. If you want more of her, I would pick up this one here for 45 cents. Just grab both of them off of that guy's shop, and you're going to be sitting kind of pretty. So anyways, guys, let me know how your pre-releases went. Let me know what you think of the promo situation. Once again, I'm going to cover Attack of the Vine. We're going to do an Attack of the Vine market watch for Monday. So look forward to that. We're going to look at all of the prices of the set after it's settled over the weekend. Also, I do have a Discord. If you would like to join, it is in the description of all my videos. We are looking to get some more Lorcana people in there, so please consider joining that Discord. Please like and subscribe if you like the content. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.